Do you see what Mr. Annan has said to be the reality?
Yeah, let me say good morning to you and then to your listeners. And then I'm happy to be booked to your program to speak on this important issue.
Okay,
Because
sir.
food is very, very important. We
Okay,
need
sir.
it daily and all the time, 3 times a day. It's easy. I mean, you can always find a reason to blame somebody.
Oh, okay.
And if you look at the middlemen, they are an important stakeholder in the value chain of agriculture. Without the work of the middlemen, many consumers will probably not get the food to eat because they convey the food to us at the time that we need it. So if you make the condition favorable for anyone to cheat, and you tend to blame the person that it is they who are creating the artificial shortage, then you better blame yourself. The purpose of the buffer stock is for them to also be a middle company, a middleman company,
Okay.
in the sense that they also mop up foodstuffs at the time that the prices are low and release it into the market at the time that prices are high so that they can moderate prices. So they are playing the same role as the middlemen.
Okay.
So I like one point the director said, that is for the buffer stock company, that they don't have money to buy stocks, and that is their problem. Because if they were to have money for the over 10 years that they've been in existence, they would have had stores everywhere, shallows everywhere, and then warehouses everywhere in almost all the markets in the city, or in the cities and urban areas, and stock them with food. But unfortunately, here is a company that is struggling to survive. They don't even have the money to buy the food stuff when they are even cheap. So to turn and blame the middlemen as the problem, I think that we should blame ourselves.
So you are saying the shortage that we are experiencing, it is not artificial as it was said.
You see, the point one will also, is a question one will also ask is it only this year that we now have middlemen in the system?
No.
Is it only this year that they now behave this way? The previous years, 5, 6, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we have been hearing about middlemen.
Correct, sir.
Why is it that today their activity has now become more of a problem than they used to be? It is just because there is no food, and it's rational for people to buy food, store it, and then sell it when the price goes up.
Sure.
This is a normal behavior.
Correct.
And business people, that's what they do. They go to where the food is, buy it cheap, transport it, come to the cities where the prices are high, and sell it, recover their cost, and make some profit. Sometimes the profit is huge. Sometimes the profit, they get marginal profits. So I don't know why we are complaining about what an activity that has been existing for many years. Since business, we know business, but it is part of business. Without middlemen, there can never be business. We know that. And I'm saying the company itself is playing the role of a middleman. That's why they buy and stock and release into the market at the time prices are high. So why are we not blaming the company too? But I think he has a genuine concern where they don't have even money to buy and stock in huge quantities. That is their problem. We can't set up companies and staff them of resources, and we expect them to deliver. He's the chief executive. He can't talk. He can only complain. And this is what he's doing. And I'm saying that we have created even the environment for even these middlemen to make profit.
Correct.
If however normal those profits are. And it is not only in the food agriculture sector, food sector, but in all other businesses. People make profits, taking advantage of the situation. So don't create it. This is the essence of governance.
So this is a failure on the part of the buffer stock and that of government.
As for the buffer stock, I don't know what to say about them, whether it is their failure or what. But the point is that they just do not have money. The company cannot create its own money. So you may say they have failed, but then the cost is not about the individuals there. They just have no money. And you can't go to the market and collect foodstuffs and with what money? So again, you give people jobs and you don't resource them. You create institutions, you serve them with resources. And if at the end of the day they don't deliver, we blame them.
Do we have enough food in the system?
Well, this is a question which the people of Ghana will have to answer. If you have enough, what does that mean? How will you know that you have enough? When there's, do we see wind? We don't see the wind, but we feel the wind. When the wind is there, we all feel it, but we don't see it. If we have enough food, how will we know that we have enough food? It will reflect in the prices. It will reflect in its availability. So if today Ghanaians have food in abundance, they can buy it and eat the way they want, then of course we can say food is in abundance. If that is not the case, then of course we will say there's no food in abundance. So that question can practically be answered.
Do we have to embrace ourselves with the current prices that we have on the market?
That is a very important question. And the answer is yes. We should not blame anybody. We shouldn't blame anybody. We should blame ourselves for not doing enough to have the food that we have. And I'm saying the Planting for Food and Jobs program is purpose for that. To produce enough food for domestic consumption and also for industrial use, and then also to create jobs. Have they been able to do that? Do we have enough food? Do we have the jobs? We should be answering all these questions. So we should not blame anybody for what is happening to us now. We should blame ourselves. There's the Russia-Ukraine war. Yes, we are interconnected. But if you are interconnected to the extent that you depend so much on others than trying to create yourself, then this is what will happen to us. You can't blame Russia. You can't blame Ukraine. They are fighting their interests. What about Ghana? What is our interest? What have we done? So that in the event that these things happen, we will be able to insulate our people. So we should blame ourselves.
For us to be able to insulate the people, just as you said, regarding the planting for food and jobs that you also mentioned, the situation that we are experiencing, what does that mean to the planting for food and jobs?
I'm saying that you don't need rocket science to know that the Planting for Food and Jobs has failed. What is its objective? The objective is to produce enough food for us. The objective is to create jobs. Has it done that? If it has not done, yeah, it has failed. Why it has failed? We can all look at those causes. But it tells us that we have to relook at the Planting for Food and Jobs program to see what it is doing and what it's not doing, and what is making it difficult for it to achieve its objective.